Good afternoon. Welcome to the Celtic Way afternoon briefing. Celtic versus St Mirren line-up and reaction. And as you can see from the headline, Mike Nawrocki returns and Rodgers keeps his faith or puts faith in Yang. I'm Tony Haggerty, at Haggerty10 on the Twitter handle, X handle, and I'm delighted to be joined by Ryan McGinley, who's in his car, parked somewhere near Celtic Park, and he'll be heading there soon. Ryan, how you doing, sir? I think we both got 10, didn't we? I put in Forrest.
10 out of 11.
Palmer, yeah.
Yeah, 10 out of 11. We couldn't decide who Brendan Rodgers was going to play, so we both got it wrong. I think that's fair enough if we both get the one player wrong, but 10 out of 11 ain't too bad. Yeah, it seems as if the weather seems to be picking up just ever so slightly. It was pouring down on the way on my drive to my car park space, but the clouds are clearing and it looks as if it'll be a decent enough day. Perfect for Celtic to potentially move 4 points clear. I know Rangers play tomorrow, but you've got to put some pressure on. You know that as much as Ross County, they might win that game tomorrow, but you need to put as much pressure on them as possible. You don't want it to be a walkover for them, and Celtic can only do that by winning every game in front of them. If they win every game from now until the end of the season, they'll have a double in their trophy cabinet. So that's what they've got to go for. No room for errors. They can't slip up. Just get these wins sorted.
Before we talk football, we'll just give a big up to our sponsors, Ryan. And if you want to keep your homes warm and cosy, we're thrilled to have Weissman, who are a global leader in the boiler industry, and they're known for their top-notch German engineering. They sponsor our podcasts, and they've teamed up with Scotland's very own award-winning installation team, MPH Boilers, making it a perfect match right here in Scotland. Weissman's boilers are engineered to deliver not just warm, but unparalleled efficiency and reliability. And talking about cutting-edge technology that's designed to save you on energy bills, even my dogs love them, and reduce emissions. And with MPH boilers, you know you're getting service from the best in the business and a local team that's committed to excellent and customer satisfaction. And as part of the incredible partnership, if you choose a Weissman boiler installed by MPH Boilers, you'll get a free internet controller, and you can manage your heating anytime. Plus, they're offering the first year service free, and it's all about giving you peace of mind and making sure you're looked after. So if your boiler's showing its age or you're considering an upgrade, this is a chance to get world-class engineering with local expert service. Weissman and MPH Boilers, it's a match made in Scotland. And make sure to check them out, guys, and take the first step towards a warmer, more efficient home. And we thank them for that. We're still doing the deal, Ryan, aren't we? £1 for 6 months of access. Yep.
I'll just put it up just now. 6 months of access for £1. We thank everybody that's joined us so far. Your Kyogo prints will be in the post very, very soon, within 30 days of you signing up for the service. But 6 months of access for £1 plus a free Kyogo Furuhashi print from renowned football artist made by Frankie, who's worked with the Scottish national team as well as Manchester United and other big names in the world of football. If you want to subscribe, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. There will be instant analysis from Tony after the game, as well as player ratings about half an hour after the game from myself. If you want to get access to them, as well as everything else that we do on the website, because there are some premium articles that are only available through subscription, then please subscribe to the Celtic Way. www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. We thank everyone that's taken us up on this perfect offer so far. It's been an incredible uptake, hasn't it, Tony?
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely superb. And we thank you. We've hit our first target, but we want to keep getting as many subscriptions as we can, guys. So thanks very much. Keep hitting that button, www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. As Ryan said there, the first batch of Kyogo Furuhashi artwork prints made by Frankie will be getting sent out soon as possible. So excellent. Thank you to everybody. We really do appreciate it. Over 150 people joining us live now, Ryan. That's the team there. We had a feeling that Nawrocki would come in place of Scales. Scales got an abductor injury, so that dynamic will be quite good. Nawrocki's got a chance now to maybe get a run of games, Ryan, and a crucial run of games as well.
In my eyes, and I've only seen bits and bobs of Nawrocki. Yes, he's had good games. Yes, he's had not so good games. But at the start of the season, if you could name Celtic's top 4 defenders in their positions there, that would be the back 4 that I would be looking for. Because Celtic paid, I think they paid the most money for Nawrocki this summer. When you put in the fees paid in the summer and January, Nawrocki was the high signing at just over $4 million. So I always wanted to see him. I want to see him alongside Cameron Carter-Vickers. Looks as if he's fully shaken off his injury. Just touch wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen again from now until the end of the season. But it's a strong back four, and I just think you're looking at all the names that are in and around that team. Yes, there's some players that maybe could be in the team. Look at McGregor, you look at Palmer, but it's a strong team. That midfield three, Hatate, O'Reilly, Iwata. Look at the options that Celtic have now got on the bench in Bernardo and McGregor. That's depth now. They've got the open Thiago Home can't even get on the bench. That's how strong the lineup is. Which maybe there'll be extra questions to do with him, because it seems as if the majority of people have kind of forgotten about him, for good or for bad. He was a player that you were thinking maybe could make an impact this season, but maybe that won't be the case. Maybe it'll be next season before you see more of him. The midfield is looking really strong. The defence is looking strong. The attack's looking fluid and strong as well. I'm just really looking forward to this today. I don't know about you.
Oh, without a doubt, can't wait. It couldn't come quick enough. Just hope that Celtic are bang at it from the start, and if they produce anything like the first 45 minutes that they did at Ibrox, or first 55, then, as I said the other day on the podcast, it might be something special today. But I'm liking the look of that team, Ryan. Lots of people say the only other issue was maybe Palmer coming in for Maeda. But like McGregor, I think Palmer's clearly not fit to start. Maybe get some minutes, just ease him back into it gently. But again, I think that front six will be pivotal to a Celtic victory today, or if you want to say five: Hatate, O'Reilly, Yang, Kyogo and Kuhn. They hold the key to Celtic success today. Iwata will just sit there and do his thing, which is Iwata now score a double, something like that, certainty. But it's a strong lineup. Really, really happy with that lineup, and go out and do it, Ryan. 4 points, get your nose in front. 4 points, make Rangers go to Dingwall and have to win. No margin for error if Celtic can do their business today, and that's what we concentrate on. You control the controllables, as we always talk about. But you had Palmer in your initial lineup, Ryan. Lots of people have started a few comments here. So Fidel Savary can run 4-0. A prediction straight off the bat. Hazel Finn, afternoon Hazel, how you doing? Celtic 88, 3-0 Celtic. Get your predictions coming in, guys. George Barr unhappy. Palmer should be playing. Yang should have been dropped. And KP Boy should think it'll be 3-0 for the champions, he's saying, and County to take a point. And Hazel Finn saying it'll be interesting to see Nawrocki and Cameron Carter-Vickers together. And Josh Curran saying interesting that Rodgers are stuck with Yang, considering his cameo appearance in the derby wasn't too great. He would have liked to see Palmer get a start. I guess you would have liked to see Palmer get a start. He was in your starting 11, Ryan.
I would, but I'm equally as happy that Brendan Rodgers has decided to show faith in Yang in this as well, and he's not punished him for which was a pretty dismal cameo appearance at Ibrox. I don't think that's too strong. I think he was really wasteful, and then he played a big part in the lack of defending for Rabbi Matondo's goal. Yes, you can't stop anything once that's left his boot. It's an unstoppable finish from the Welsh winger, but you've got to not allow him to take that shot and give him so much freedom. He had the freedom of Govan to take that shot because of Yang's lack of defending. But yeah, I'm happy that he's decided to stick with him, especially. It would have been a big confidence hit to him, Yang. I'm sure Yang will have read some of the comments that have been made about him. It's very easy to translate things nowadays on social media. It's just with the press of a button, and he'll be able to see exactly what people were saying about him. But Rodgers has decided to use his man management skills here and keep him in that team. Same for Kuhn, although I thought Kuhn was having a bit of joy in the first half, especially.
Yes,
it's given them both a chance, an opportunity to really show that they're ready for the rest of this season. I think we will see Palmer at some point today, maybe after 60, 65 minutes, maybe in place of the player that doesn't do as well between Yang and Kuhn. But that's a great sort of motivation for these players to have. You've been given that yellow jersey, as we talk about. Go and take it with both hands or feet and make sure that you're in that team. All these players are playing for Hampden next week. They're playing for a Hampden spot. If they need any motivation, go out and score a few goals or have a really good performance or get a couple of assists here and there. And then that position could be yours. It's all up for grabs. Most positions in this team at the moment are up for grabs due to injuries, due to form being up and down. Take it, grasp the opportunity and get yourself a Hampden berth.
I think he's he's done something. I guess he didn't want to demoralise Yang, who was shown form before he got suspended, and then obviously he didn't cover himself in glory at Ibrox, but he's clearly said to him, look, there's a player in you. You were starting to show it. Go and start now. This is a chance for you, and go and cement a place in the team. As you say, play for a Hampden place. So, yeah, I think if Yang can perform today, then he'll certainly give the managers food for thought for Hampden next week. And that's what he has to. That's the carrot that's been dangled in front of every one of the players today, isn't it? Every member of that squad. Go and make a name for yourself and put yourself in that team sheet for the Scottish Cup semi-final next week against Aberdeen. Lots of comments coming in, Ryan. 4:20 somewhere. Tony's butler opening the door there. No, it was actually my wife who was giving me a wee roll and a cup of tea. So there you go, because I just came back with the dogs there, and so I know how cold it was, Ryan, and how rainy it was. So yeah, sorry if you heard the background noise, but hey, that's what it is. Anyway, I shall read some comments out. Hattati first goal, says McBealin 1888, 4-0 as well, prediction. And Scotland the Brave coming in saying, how you doing, Celtic? We're fine, looking forward to this today. Been interesting to see Yang on the left and not Palmer. Hope we don't notice that Maeda's missing too much and they all go in fast and get an early lead. Prediction, he's saying 3-0, Ryan. Lots of 3-0 and 4-0s. Philip Quinn, 3 points today, Celtic, and 4-0 scoreline. George Barr saying Palmer should be playing. Malta saying, let's hope the team understands. 7 cup finals to go. Indeed, 4:20 somewhere saying 4-0 to Celtic. And John Clement saying, hopefully, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Nawrocki will be the future centre-back combination. If they put in a good display, Mike, then the position's yours. That seems to be a school of thought there, Ryan, that we're thinking of as well. You touched upon that's your ideal defence, or it would have been your ideal defence. In an ideal world starting from the start of the season. 3-0 Celtic, says JJ. Doc Boy coming in. Different feeling about Celtic these days. Comfortable win incoming. George Barr, great defence. Dennis Jameson, 3-0 Celtic, he's saying. And Gav Johnson, even more optimistic. He says he can see it being 5 or 6 today, Ryan. Lots of confidence abounding, Ryan. I don't mind that, but got to remember, got to be professional and got to be clinical and just do the job. The job is winning today and get the points. They struggled the last time St Mirren came to Celtic Park 2-1, took a late goal from O to win it, didn't it? So we know what they're capable of. They're a decent side. They've got a good manager. They're having a great season. So maybe not as easy as a lot of the scorelines are predicting, but certainly the way Celtic are playing, they could rack up a few goals, couldn't they?
Yeah, it just goes to show you the change in the landscape as well, because O isn't even on the bench for Celtic this afternoon. It's Ida that's been given the nod. I think there's a couple more wingers and midfielders in there in place. So you look at some of the players that aren't even getting on the bench now. Look at Odin Thiago Holm, although I think there might be a recurring injury to do with him. The more I think about it, he has been in and out of the squad the whole season. But look at look at Odin Thiago Holm. These players that were making an impact earlier on in the season. There just seems to be strength now in the team, and there's strength and depth, and that depth as well. The depth of the depth is strong too, which is brilliant to see. And that's what we've been asking for the whole season. Celtic have had a really difficult season, and I think it is a mitigating circumstance, the amount of injuries that they've had over the course of the season. Thankfully, they're all clearing up, and it looks like an almost clean bill of health, apart from Daizen Maeda, which is really unfortunate. He's going to be he would have been an important player from now until the end of the season. Scans will tell us exactly how long he's going to be out for, but judging by what Rodgers was saying, I don't think he really expects him to play before the end of the season. I think that's not a great injury for Maeda. But he says it wasn't a disaster, it wasn't a catastrophe or anything like that. It's just another opportunity for other players. For me, Maeda can be a bit wasteful anyway. So the likes of Yang and Kuhn, maybe more attacking, maybe more efficient players. I know Yang can be up and down too, but they've got an abundance of wingers, as Brendan Rodgers said in his first spell at the club. There's some that can come in and do that job for players that are injured. It could be a good rest for Maeda as well, albeit not in the way that he would have wanted it, but he does play a lot of football week in, week out. So it's good that other players will probably be given an opportunity. It's just unfortunate that it's his at the cost of his fitness and his injury status. Yeah.
Over 300 people joining us, 306. Thank you guys, really appreciate you joining us in the pre-match show, lots of confidence abounding, as I said. Jerry Catlin coming in 3-0 Celtic. John Doherty saying 3-0 as well. And John Milan agreeing with you, Ryan, he wanted Yang straight back in, but sadly not to be. And KP Boy saying Hatate will run the show. And JJ saying hope Rocky has a good game. Mike Nawrocki there. Natalie McMullen 4-1. And McBeal 88 4-0. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah. Brown Warrior saying 5-1 like 86, Tony. I thought it was 5-0 in 1986 when Celtic beat St Mirren to win the title. I'm sure it was, but hey, we'll see. Welsh Paul, 5-0 Kyogo hat-trick. People even telling you who's going to score now. Frank Bell coming in, one better. 6-0 Kyogo hat-trick. Mary McGee saying, come on you boys in green, 2-0 Celtic. A wee bit more conservative there from Mary. And Welsh Paul saying Celtic need the goals. Sean Boy saying 3-0 and Craigie saying 4-0. Ryan, you say that I'm a big mood music man. It's completely changed, hasn't it? And Celtic fans are pretty confident now of reeling off these 6 wins, or, well, Brian McGarry, 8 wins for a double. I think Celtic fans are confident about maybe winning 8 out of 8, Ryan. Is that misplaced?
I think they've got to. I think they've got to win both remaining trophies that are available to them. If ever there's a time to go in some good form, it's now. It's been a stop-start season, rollercoaster up and down, as I was writing earlier on this week.
Yes.
But now there needs to be some sort of consistency. It just needs to be almost autopilot, just straight there from one way to the next. Don't want this up and down. A big helter-skelter would be. I just want a one-way, 8 wins and get the double. And I think that would do a lot to solve the sort of unease surrounding Brendan Rodgers at times as well. Because there are still fans that aren't happy that he's the manager, and you can tell. But I think that would go a long way. Yeah. As much as you want to go out and win every single trophy available to you, I will concede that it was difficult on that plastic pitch against Kilmarnock in the League Cup. But they're still in these 2 competitions. They're 2 wins away from a Scottish Cup at the end of the season. In all likelihood, it'll probably be Rangers that they play in the final. So they're going to have to beat the best or second best team in the league, whatever way you want, in the final. If they do get there, they've got to beat Aberdeen first. But you would expect both teams to potentially do the business. 8 wins out of 8, and then it'll be one of the most celebrated doubles, I think, in recent memory, if that was to be the case. If Celtic can get this title over the line, considering how it's been, the start that they had, the good start, the fall-off that they had in November and December, and that troublesome January, if they were to win the league from that position, I think it would be one of the most celebrated title wins. And, you know, as much as trebles are heralded, I think this double would be heralded just as much if they did manage to bring it over the line.
Well, it's funny, I was just about to say the same thing here that Smell the Glove saying.
Absolutely.
One game at a time, we'll take it. St Mirren game is the first one of those 8, and we will see how that transpires. But yeah, lots of comments coming in. Guys, thank you so much. Chris Murray, 4-0 Celtic, lots of 3-0 and 4-0s. Cardiff Carroll, 3-0, 4 points clear by 5 o'clock tonight. Smell the Glove coming back in saying, yes, it was 5-0 and 86, thank you. And Josh coming in, Ryan, to say he's delighted to have received his Euro 2024 special edition Nutmeg magazine in the post, and he looks forward to reading our personal pieces. So thank you for that, Josh. Appreciate you taking the time out into purchasing that, so that's very kind. Yeah, you can read our personal pieces and you can report back with your findings and let us know if you enjoyed them or not. Hopefully you do. Lots of good stuff in that. Hazel Finn, 4-0. Danny Boy, really hope he's way out, but he's predicting a tight game and he's urging Celtic to prove him wrong. And Karen coming in and saying she's looking forward to seeing Karen Katavickers and Nawrocki at the back. Brilliant partnership. Anything else strike you there, Ryan? I'm looking forward to seeing how O'Reilly plays, because I thought he was excellent last week at Ibrox. And I maintain he's a much, much better footballer when Rio Hatate's on that part alongside him. The two of them just work in tandem. They're very, very good together, and they've got a great knowledge and understanding of, you know, how to play an early pass, play people in, you know, get that keen eye for a pass, and they just do. I just think they work, they function better, and the Celtic midfield functions better when the two of them are on the side.
Good players know how to play with each other, and they're on the same wavelength with each other. And you find that's the same. That is very much the case with Rio Hatate and Matt O'Reilly, which is great to see because they're two of Celtic's most dynamic players. As much as I'd like to see Cal McGregor in that squad, I think it is too early for him. We'll see him off the bench probably for the last half an hour. He'll probably be earmarking or bookmarking Hampden as a potential game to be starting, maybe playing 60 minutes in. That's a big game for him. He always has his say at the National Stadium for both club and country, you would say. But I'm looking forward to seeing that free. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Hatate and O'Reilly because they're both dynamic players. I'm also delighted that Iwata's been given another chance and to start the game. I thought he was good against Rangers. I thought he was quite calm and collected in that midfield. On his birthday as well. It would have been quite an eventful birthday for him being at Ibrox. But yeah, I'm delighted to see him back, and it shows that Brendan Rodgers trusts him as an individual and as a footballer as well. He's got that seal of approval from the manager. It took him a while to sort of get into the first team. He's making fleeting appearances here and there. Remember, he scored that goal against Hearts at Ibrox, Hearts at Tynecastle, which was an absolute screamer. But now he's had this run in the team and he's taken it. And thank goodness, because they need his stability. As much as it looks like a stable back line now with Nawrocki and Carter Vickers, that's got a bit of prestige, that back line now. Iwata will be important as well. You might see more of his attacking today than his defensive work. You just want him to be as steady as he can on both ends of the pitch. And if he can do that, then I'm sure that Celtic will win.
Correct, I totally agree with that. Monty coming in and saying Celtic 6, Mirren 0, Kyogo getting 5 and Hatate. Now this is something that I did know, Ryan, but knowledge is the bomb, and Brown Warrior nailing it here. Celtic went to Ibrox after a run of dropping points in 1986. They secured a 4-4 draw with 10 men. William McStay, Paul McStay's brother, get sent off. They were 3-1 up that day too. And then went on to win 8 games in a row, and then won it at Paisley. That's the 5-0 game he's referring to. And he's saying if Celtic could replicate that, he'd be cock a hoop. Yeah, I think I remember that very, very well. Brown Warrior, yes, exactly. I think a lot of Celtic supporters of my age and above will remember that. And if they could replicate that vintage, that would be magic. Brian McGarry coming in. This will be Brendan's best league title if he wins it. You need it in Celtic win 4-1 today. Michael Kearns coming in and saying the same. And my good school friend Peter Murphy from Gibraltar. Hola, Ryan and Ants from my sunny Gibraltar. That was my nickname at school. Ants, there you go, Ryan. He fancies Celtic to get 4 or 5 today. Enjoy the game, and he's loving the podcast. Thank you, Peter. That's very kind. Hope life's treating you well in Gibraltar, my old mucker. But yes, indeed, lots of people coming in there, Ryan. 414 people joining us live. Excellent, guys. Thanks very much. I'm just really confident in that team, Ryan, to go out and do the job. And I wrote yesterday for a piece in the Herald that 4's the magic number. You know, they could go 4 points clear and they could register a 4th domestic win, 3 league wins and a Scottish Cup win over St Mirren this season. Nothing's stopping them from doing it. If they all bring their A game, then I'm fairly confident that team can produce the goods today, Ryan.
Yep, absolutely. I think there's a lot more renewed confidence now because we've had a run of games in which Celtic have played good football. As much as the results have been decent, and the more I think about it, the more a draw was a good result against Rangers, considering the way it was at 2 each. You know, to get a draw at 3 each when it looked as if all the momentum was going Rangers' way when they scored that second goal. I'll take it and I'll move on. Let's see what Celtic can do at Celtic Park, and whenever that game is. Probably the first or second game of the split, you would imagine. But there's confidence now. There's renewed confidence that Celtic can go and finish this. But Brendan Rodgers is a clincher. He's been clinching titles for Celtic, you know, so many times now. He's had that in his first spell. Hopefully, he can do it in his second. He'll be up for this, and you can see that in his press conferences as well. That he's up for this. It maybe isn't as comfortable as what he would have liked it to have been, especially given the head start that they had at the start of the season. But he's enjoying it. I think he's enjoying it with these players, and he's enjoying working with these young players as well and making them better. It seems as if him and Hatate are on the same wavelength finally, which was a worry at the start of the season. You know, you'll have to go back and listen to the morning briefings that we were doing in July and August. We were like, is Hatate going to leave? Is Hatate happy at the club? Thankfully, he signed a new deal the following month, and it seems that that's been sorted, at least for the short to medium term. But the manager seems to be getting a tune out of all of these players now. Even Iwata's getting a tune out of. You're hoping that it can be the same with Yang and Kuhn, and even more so for Kyogo. I do agree with him that Ida has given him a massive boost, but I want to see him score goals today. I want to see Kyogo score 2 or 3 today. and really cement himself as a sort of informed striker at the moment. Don't think he's going to catch up with Lawrence Shankland unless he has an absolutely crazy end to the season. But
Wouldn't
he
put it
can
past
clinch the
him.
title for Celtic. I know, but he can clinch the title for Celtic with his goals. We all know that he can do that. As much as Shankland might score the most goals, I think Kyogo might score the most important goals in this title race if it does go down to the wire and it's his goals that are the ones that clinch Celtic a title.
I think both could play a massive part in that, Ryan. Kyogo and Adamida. The goals that both of them score will be crucial down the stretch. So I'm looking for that from both of them. Yeah. Just so many comments coming in, guys. Unbelievable. Anne Wood coming in and saying, go out and make a statement today, Celtic. Yeah, I'd like to see that too, and I've got to be honest. And who else? Yeah, Tony Davern coming in. Come out roaring. Show the intent needed to finish the season off. I think they will. I've got a good feeling about today, Ryan. We'll reconvene at some point and we can discuss whether that comes to fruition or not. But yeah, yeah. David Logan, tongue in cheek, need an early goal. He's sick of waiting 21 seconds for an opener, Ryan. Tongue in cheek reference to last week when Dyson Maeda scored at Ibrox, a blistering start. And yeah, so as I say, just be clinical, ruthless, and professional today, Ryan, and get the job done. But I look at that team and it's as good as it gets, really, isn't it? With the exception of possibly McGregor, your captain on the bench. That's as strong as it gets, really, for me.
In terms of first team players that would automatically get in there, you look at that spine. Carter Vickers is there in the defence. Johnston's there in the defence. Hatate's there in the midfield. O'Reilly's there in the midfield. Up front, Kyogo. You can kind of interchange between the wingers, but that's good because they've got plenty of options and they don't have really a standout candidate at this moment in time to really be that first choice winger, apart from Maeda, who does a lot more of the defensive work in select games too. He is a starter, but I wouldn't say he's necessarily the spine of the team. Celtic's spine of the team is there, bar McGregor. So it's absolutely brilliant to see. It means that they'll have strong foundations to work upon and they can rely on these players. Look at the players around them that can rely on these important players. Iwata can rely on Hatate and O'Reilly in the midfield to take a ball under pressure and get forward. Nawrocki can rely on Carter Vickers to make a clearance or make a tackle when needed. If he does make a mistake, you're hoping it can be vice versa. Johnston, Kuhn can be protected by Johnston. You can also get the overlap down that side too. So they've got leaders all over the team, leaders that have won titles before for Celtic. Having all of them back, they know what's required of them, and I think they'll pull the rest of maybe the newcomers that haven't got that experience of winning the title for Celtic. They'll pull them into that sort of mentality, that winner's mentality, because they have to have it or they won't be at the club for too long.
Correct. That's exactly what I just have to develop, that winner's mentality. Craig Rankin, 5-1, a Kyogo double. It's Hatate time, says T1. It was Hatate time last week as well at Ibrox, and he played well for the time he was on the field. And Paul Hogan saying 4-1. I'm hoping that Kyogo's smarting from last week when he wasn't too involved, Ryan, and he springs out the traps and gets the double that people are predicting, maybe even a hat-trick as well, or you say he goes go crazy in the last kind of 6 to 8 matches. But yeah, he kind of prides himself on that, doesn't he? He takes it as a personal slur if he doesn't score in matches. So I think we'll see Kyogo firing on all cylinders today. I have to be honest, and I'm looking forward to see his attitude. His last game at Parkhead, he was outstanding. So a wee bit more of that, yeah.
Yeah, we know what's expected. We know what Kyogo can bring to the team. He brings goals, but he can also bring playmaking as well. You obviously want to see more of the former than the latter. His job's to score goals. I think with Hatate being in the team, he can take the playmaking role a bit of a backseat and allow Hatate to do that. I just think there's a great partnership between the two of them, and it's not just because they're both from Japan. That helps obviously with communication, but they're both good football players as well, and they're on the same wavelength when they're on the field. Which is absolutely brilliant to see. I'm hoping that Hatate and Kyogo can really link up. Hatate and O'Reilly link up really well as well, so that's not even, the Japanese argument isn't even valid because O'Reilly's from Denmark slash England. So, I'm hoping that they'll all be speaking the one universal language on the park this afternoon and really be singing from the same hymn sheet, which will be to the tune of 3 or 4 goals at least today. Goal difference could be important in this title. If there is an opportunity for Celtic to put a few goals past St Mirren, and I'm not I'm not disrespecting them whatsoever. It's going to be a difficult game for St Mirren. The Celtic are firing on all cylinders. We know that St Mirren have got threats on the counter as well. But Celtic have an opportunity to score goals this afternoon. Then I hope that they're ruthless. I hope they're controlled with their ruthlessness and they're controlled with their aggression. Because if they can do that, then they can score a few goals, especially at home. They scored 3 at Ibrox with no fans last week. So think about what they can do with it was just about 60,000 roaring fans wanting the title to be coming back home, they would say.
And on that note, Ryan, the fans have got a part to play today as well. Got to get right behind everybody now, haven't they?
Sure, they will.
Cheer them on, roll them on, and get them over the line in this one. And I think that could help Celtic too. 4 home games and 2 away for Celtic left in the campaign. That's going to be massive for them, isn't it?
It's going to be absolutely huge, and I think there will be a siege mentality from off the park onto the park. You know, you'll have the fans, you'll have the manager shouting on instructions, the coaches, and then the players that will be hopefully doing the business. And then that'll be reciprocated, because if Celtic do well, then the crowd will tell them that they're doing well, and vice versa. There's expectancy. I wouldn't call it entitlement. I would call it expectancy. Look at the players that are on the pitch for Celtic today. You would expect them to come up trumps and score goals and have a good performance. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. You don't become a bad manager overnight. If he can get a tune out of these players, especially some of the most important players, the most creative players like Hatate, O'Reilly, Kyogo, etc., then I think there's only going to be one winner today. But they can't allow St Mirren to have any say whatsoever in this game. It's got to be one-way traffic this afternoon, and they've got to put a few goals past them as well, I would say.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. If the opportunity is there to rack up some goals and get the goal difference up, then Celtic have to take it. Ryan, it's 2:30. We've been on for just over half an hour, 32 minutes coming up for. I'm going to let you go and get yourself settled and enjoy the game, sir.
Thank you very predictions much. Just quickly?
Oh, yes, we've not done a prediction ourselves, have we? So
I'll go 4-0.
Yeah, you going 4-0, are you? You always challenge me to go up or down, don't you? Okay. Why not? I'm feeling confident. I'll say 5-0 then. Okay, so there we go. We'll see what happens. But yeah, listen, enjoy the game. Wherever you're watching it, guys, it's always result dependent. I always say that. Your mood will be dictated by what happens in the next couple of hours at Celtic Park. But enjoy it. Thanks for joining us. 500 odd people joining us, Ryan. That's incredible. Unbelievable. We say thank you to you guys. And thanks for everybody who's taken up the new subscription. We really, really do appreciate it. We read your comments out. We try and read them out as much as possible, as you can see. And if you want to take advantage of the deal, 6 months of access for £1, you'll get that Kyogo Furuhashi print artwork from renowned football artist made by Frankie. It's worthwhile having, guys. But thank you, everybody. Ryan, take care. Enjoy it, my friend. We shall reconvene once all the work is done. We'll be back on to talk about what's happening. Hopefully Celtic are 4 points clear, Ryan, and recorded their 4th win of the season over St Mirren. That'll do for me. Just win the game, Celtic, and take it from there, eh?
That's it. Absolutely. Thank you to everybody that's joined us. We really do appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have a win to talk about after the game.
Take care. All the best.
Cheers, guys.